most of you are aware that I'm a filmmaker and have been doing lots of films over the years. This time I want to do something that I haven't done before. I want to come up with a concept on the spot. Now, to bring you up to speed on my latest project, it has been finished, but the editing hasn't started yet because my editor is very busy, and I plan on getting it done and premiered when the time is right. Right now, I am wanting to meet with my brother and go over an idea or a concept that's brand new and stay here until we get a solid idea. Fantasy films have been around since, well, maybe as early as the 1920s, and as time goes on, it's been harder and harder to come up with an original idea, and an idea that everyone can get on board with and appreciate. And that's why I want to make sure that I have enough time. Even though we might have a solid idea today, I'm probably not going to have a finished script for about a year. That's how dedicated I am to make sure that everyone who watches this film will appreciate it. So without further ado, let me introduce my brother, Kenneth Valleau.
Hey Chris, good to be here.
Good to see you. So, as you know, I've been trying to get into this genre for a long time. Everyone has told me it's impossible to be done. The only people that are able to pull this off are people from Calgary or Edmonton. There's no way you can pull off a fantasy film in Alberta, out in the prairies. And I say, challenge accepted.
Yeah, I mean, if they can shoot the Revenant here, who knows what else we can do here.
Yeah. So let's go over the characters I have. She, in my mind, is like a sophisticated female that is a little bit smarter than everyone in the village, kind of thing. Wanted to make her a little bit shorter, but the height doesn't really matter. If we get an actress that's taller, that's totally fine. But I wrote 5 foot 2 inches, and I'll just read her description. She comes from a land that has good education. She seems to excel at everything, and at an early age, math was easy for her. As well as her mind was ahead of anyone around her, and a lot of people mistake her at a young age for having powers. She didn't have any powers. She was just very good at using her mind for scholarly, searching for the stars, searching for answers, finding out how to create things, inventions, solving problems. Some people really appreciated her, while others started rumors that she was a witch. Over time, she was downcast and shut off from the world. She started using her mind to get what she wanted, whether it be men, money, or happiness. So that's the first character.
Okay. So is this a character like in a small village?
Yeah. And so she doesn't come from like a city or anything. This, just so everyone's aware, should write this down now. It's pretty obvious that the genre is fantasy, and I can even add spooky / horror, because they kind of go hand in hand.
Alright, so we got this character.
Yeah.
I guess before we even get too much into the characters, we got to understand what type of world she's living in. Now, is her village like upper class, middle class? Is it like... You said that there's people who think that she has... Is it like superstition? Is it
superstition?
Like, so probably more
lowercase.
Lowercase?
Not a lot... No,
lowercase.
Lowercase people.
Not italics, not bold, lowercase letter. Lower society.
Small town.
Okay.
Small town world.
Okay. So
anyways, I should add, this is the Dark Ages. In case you were wondering, my idea for a fantasy film is, it's kind of one of those old style fantasies where, whether it be they don't have a king, things are really dark and in the sense of crime is violent. What do you rate?
World. That is one thing that we're going to need to understand is what is this world like?
Right. The world is dark. People get what they want. It's
So-
very much.
So this is like an anarchy sort of situation. There's no bounded like together kingdoms just yet, more just like individual towns and territories.
In the cities, the law abides, and the law is
So does the
ruled.
dude.
Yes, so does the dude. I was thinking in the cities, things are more in order. They have a governor or a king.
Okay. Well,
So things are ordered, but everyone on the bottom is getting nothing. No one's
Right,
protecting them.
right.
No one's saving them. Crime is run rampant, and they can get away with stuff.
so this is like what I'm envisioning. Like this is a kingdom that collapsed. Its society collapsed. Like there was a king, there was order, and then some event comes, some cataclysm, some rioting, and something happened, and just this was a world run by chaos. There's no communications toward the other towns anymore. Now the individual town centers are basically like their own kingdoms on their own, right?
Yeah.
So it's like each different city and town is kind of a little bit cut off from the other one because nobody can trust anybody anymore. They're like stuck to their own. So the kingdom in chaos was established, governments and everything, and now it's just in chaos and everyone's to fend for themselves. And of course, when that sort of happens, the strong overtake the weak. But obviously, she's supposed to be like a prodigy. She's like naturally gifted at sort of thing. But you know, it's like what got her to that point? Like obviously, when someone is a prodigy, they can just pick up on things.
I thought it could be an early age gift. I thought of that angle. It has been done. Keep in mind, we just to throw this out there. Me and Kenneth are well versed in fantasy films. Me being Sleepy Hollow, Tim Burton films, and even the film Willow. Well aware of the world that they created and everything. Kenneth is very well versed in, would you say?
Well, I would say like Lord of the Rings. I watched every single special feature thing when it came out. Chronicles of Narnia. We'd say like even some of the like more obscure. The Redwall was a recent book that I listened to the audiobook version, which is a classic fantasy.
And like Princess Bride,
Yeah,
we both know about.
I mean, look, none of us are scholars. We didn't go to school to study the different fantasy.
But
and there's
I
probably
should
obscure
ask
stuff
you
we don't
this.
know about.
Well, I did plan on having a villain in this, but we should.
Here's a question, Chris. Magic or no magic?
That's a tough one. I wanted to have. I thought of the idea of having an illusion of magic. Everyone thinks it's magic, but there's a practicality to it.
I'll pay attention to the man behind the curtain.
It just seems like. I think people rely too heavily on it. I think that that could be explored later on, but I don't think the power should come from someone having sorcery. I don't think she should have the power. Like people think she has the power,
Right.
because she's so smart and she's gifted.
But you said like people think she's a witch. Like, are there witches?
What if it was early Dark Ages where magicians' tricks could be considered witchery?
Okay,
So she could be an illusionist.
right, but no magic
Anyways,
itself.
for now, we'll come back to that, but so far, no magic.
I find like if you can differentiate yourself
Yes.
in some ways, you can like make yourself like a standalone thing. Like look at Firefly. When everyone's like, "Oh, where's the aliens?" You know, it's a science fiction show. It's like, no, this is just humans. And that made it unique among that, say, where every single other science fiction thing after Star Wars had aliens. So
all the heroes don't have magic.
Right, I get what you mean.
Yeah, if I can have maybe one character, maybe, but let's just keep it minimum. Like this is the where people have to fend for themselves.
You could do a thing where you could use magic, but it involves like corrupting your soul. So like you have to like become evil. Like it's like, you know, using the dark side of the force. You know, it's like a thing where it's like by using it itself, you're allowing it to seep into you and changing you. And we haven't gotten to the villain yet, but maybe the villain just wanted to. Maybe he's the one that overthrew this kingdom, and maybe he just wanted some peace for his people, and he allowed magic and to use it in order to overthrow the kingdom. But what did that do? Is it made him hungry for chaos, and you know, and having the whole world in flames and at each other's throats.
So, yeah. So this is the guy who's going to be the villain. I thought he had a good look, and we can just have him look like he's very clean. But at the same time, there's like a deception to him.
Right.
Couple names I thought of. I'd have to pull them up on my phone, but